One of the great directors of world cinema is, of course, Andrzej Wajda. Today I will be drawing attention to, well, with this channel, that may be a slight stretch, to a 1968 film called Gates to Paradise. Gates to Paradise does not seem to be widely recognised amongst Wajda's work, which is a shame because I feel as though this is a quality film, well worth viewing. It entails a particularly shocking subject matter and ends an extremely evocative, touching odyssey. All the while it deliberately adopts a more minimal aesthetic veneer. It does not partake in the pointed styles of Wajda's earlier, most regarded works. Gates to Paradise captures its players as they see each other, not as a god or Fillmore lavishly stages them. Yes, this film entails the 12-12 Children's Crusade. It sounds like a sick Monty Python bit, but it is very true, I'm afraid. Rather than depicting anything graphic or harsh, this story, adapted from a novel by Jerzy Andrzejewski, nice, the same author who inspired Ashes and Diamonds no less, this is a film about the relationships between characters. Primarily the response of the characters to the Crusade's mastermind, Jacques, is what conjures the drama. Two other youthful crusaders, Alexander and Bianca, have romantic feelings toward the inspirational Jacques, an older crusader, Count Ludovic, and Alexander's adopted father also wants in on the excitement. Gates to Paradise begins as an otherworldly religious march framed through the rough earthiness of the deserts. The pilgrimage inevitably sinks into ego, grandeur, and lust. Through the character of a nameless monk, portrayed by American actor Lionel Stander, the tragic folly of this impulsive crusade are most potently tragic. I note one review on IMDb which suggests that this film was a poor adaptation of its source material, and that Wajda himself considered it a failure. I cannot comment on these things, I haven't read the novel, nor can I find information about Wajda's thoughts on this film to corroborate. I actually find the more standard unglamorous composition of this narrative, as opposed to the typically artful stylings of European auteurs, to grant it a unique aesthetic stamp. This is not a narrative which really deserved the kind of artistic grace and vector precision of earlier Wajda. Instead it opts for far more close-ups than wider landscape shots. There are no landmarks to frame the cast against, and so if nothing for them to look at, they must look at each other, and we as an audience look at them looking at each other and experiencing each other. Such a morbid tale deserved a more traditionally human treatment rather than being a demo reel of director-cinematographer indulgence. It is one thing to stylize a war film, but something such as this? It may have seemed in extremely bad taste. It seems more vital to paint these people as human, rather than as tragic details on a wider canvas. It is for these reasons that I consider Gates to Paradise a distinct entry amongst that vast library of existential European auteurs. I would recommend people to view this one and tell me what they think.